Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery in our video studio today. Wanted to tell you about a product that's fairly new to us here at Lancaster Archery. This is the Mold Z glue kit from Triggered Archery. And so what I'm here to tell you about today is what they call the complete kit. There are a couple different kits. Probably the most common one that folks are going to use is the complete kit. And what that consists of is it's going to have the glue that's in this red bottle right here, and you're going to get two lids for that in case one gets clogged up. You're going to get this primer pen. That's going to be part of the complete kit as well. There's another kit that does not include the primer pen, but you're going to want that. And then you're going to have this device down here. That's a UV light. Special application we'll tell you about. And then you're going to get 5 of the micro tips. They narrow down the glue channel so you can put down fine amounts of glue. You can see it, I have it on this bottle right here. So, why are we excited about Mold Z? So this is a new type of glue. This kind of changes the way we've perceived fletching glue through the years. Fletching glue tends to be thick. You know, the gel is common, but even the glue that is not gel tends to be thicker rather than runny. I wouldn't necessarily classify a lot of the glues. They're all cyanoacrylates. This is a cyanoacrylate as well, but the way they make this glue is different. And the simplest way I can describe it is this glue is runny. That's on purpose. So one of the ways that they make the glues, you know, they put a lot of accelerators into the glue. That's to increase the instant bonding of that glue. However, what that does is then it makes it a little bit thicker so that it's a little bit harder, it can be, to get even distribution. You know, if it's more liquidy, you can get complete coverage a little bit easier with a runny glue. That's why this is that way. And then it doesn't have the accelerators in there, which then eliminates a lot of the problems with air pockets. If you fletched enough veins especially, you know, air pockets, that's the problem. That's where your vein is going to lift up off. Air pockets are bad. Hence, one of the reasons for having a runny glue, which is the Mold Z here. And then, you know, as we mentioned, you got your UV. That's how we're going to cure this glue so that it is dried basically instantly. So what they tell you is that when you fletch with the Mold Z and use the UV light on it, you can shoot this arrow within 5 minutes after you have fletched it. It's fully cured within 2 hours, but it's sticking strong enough after 5 minutes that you can shoot it into a target safely. So, and another improvement that they've made is with the primer pen. So, you know, with primer pens, kind of the way you check it is you're going to dab it on a piece of paper and you see the material come out. You know, there tends to be a lot of waste with the primer pen, over spillage, things like that. Well, this one, you can take the tip off. I turn it upside down and nothing comes out. So they have improved the way the primer pen works on your veins. And what they say is they've improved it to the point that with this, one pass is enough. You know, there's a lot of primers out there where they tell you that one pass is enough, but people tend to think, oh, well, I'm going to go 2-3 times. If one time is good, 4 times has to be better, right? That seems to be the way we archers think. However, the more times you use this, actually the worse it's going to be for adhesion. So it truly is one pass is all you need, and only use it on the vein. Apparently, There are people out there who think that it's a good idea that, hey, if it works on the vane, I'm going to use it on the arrow shaft, you know, really get things primed. Don't do that. Bad news. So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration with some tack driver 3.75s. You know, as we mentioned, you've got your primer pen here. You're just going to take that and do one pass. That's it. And now that one is ready to fletch. And I've got my Bitzenberger jig here. And of course, as we mentioned, you know, this glue is a bit more runny. So I'll show you what that looks like. And so then, because it is that way, you're not necessarily doing a continuous beat, or at least I found you don't need to do that, but rather I like to do it in drops. Now, if you can see in here, let's see if you can see this. Can you see that glue in the tip right there? You can see I'm barely applying any pressure. That's how liquidy it is. In fact, I'll just do a drop right here. You can see that drip. You don't really see fletching glues that are that liquidy that they drip like that. But anyway, back to the task at hand here. So let me get the tip clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a series of dots down the vane. And then I'm going to connect the dots. Basically what I'm doing is making sure that that liquid glue has even separation. You can see I've taken out all the air bubbles, all the air pockets, and now I have solid glue all over that vane. And now we're going to put it down here, put my fletching in place. You know, just give a little bit of pressure. You know, this is a tack vane, it's a big one. So just for a couple of seconds, pop that off. Now I'm going to take my UV light, turn this around. So right here, I'm just going to expose this to it. You can see that it's turning white. Apparently that's because of the orange vane. Like here it is on the black, it's blue, but as soon as it comes in contact with the orange, it turns white. That's different. So anyway, I didn't have any over spillage anyway. So right here at the top, you're going to see that that's glue. Now you saw me, I just applied this vane. I'm hitting it with the Q-tip, it's solid already. That's because of the curing of the UV light. And so that does two things. It serves two purposes. First off, obviously it makes the glue hard, so you know your vane is now going to stick in place. The other thing it does is, if you've ever noticed that white kind of residue that forms on the outside of where your glue was, basically this, when you hit it with this UV, it's sealing the glue so that that white, I don't know what you call it, residue, for lack of a better term, that's what I'm going to call it. It prevents that white residue from forming because you're sealing the glue when you hit it with the UV light. Now I'll spin my vane here just a little bit. Obviously I already have 3 fletched, so I would take it out. But you can see here then if I hit the other side, it's already mostly cured anyway and there's no overspillage. But just in case, hit it with the UV light a little bit and now that vane is solid. And if you've ever worked with tack vanes, you know they're super stiff. So I don't know, I fletched this arrow, what, a minute ago, if that? Nothing. Super stiff vane, and this thing is on there. I would shoot this into a target right now. So that's a combination of using the primer and then hitting it with the UV. I mean, we'll try and pull this off right now. Let's try that. I don't know if you can see how much force I'm using, but I'll let it snap back. That's after a minute, maybe, a little over a minute, and that thing is on there rock solid. So yeah, just like I said, we're super excited with this Mold Z glue just because it's cleaner. If I had some glue leak out the sides, you know, since it is liquidy, it's going to clean up nicer with a Q-tip because it's not that gel. So you can clean that up. I didn't have any because I put the right amount of glue on there. It's just cleaner. It works faster. Now, here is one thing I wanted to show you. If you have ever, you know, let's say I partially broke one of these veins off and I needed to refletch it. Watch what it looks like if you've ever had to strip veins before. I'm going to take this off. And again, it's on there so tight. And then of course you're going to chip this material off. Yeah. Now, look at how clean that came off of there. Just by using my knife. A lot of times when you have some of those gels, you know, you get thick spots on there that you really have to, all I'm doing is taking my blade and lightly running it over there. I'm not digging in, but a lot of times with those gels, you get clumps that are difficult to get off. This is perfectly smooth right now. I hit that with some alcohol and I'm ready to refletch right on that spot. No gouging. It's just nice. You know, that glue came off nice and clean. So everything about the glue is clean. All right, so as we mentioned, you know, this is the complete kit. This is everything that you need to do what I just did. But what they'll tell you is that the primer pen, that this is going to last about 3 to 4 bottles of glue. So keep the primer pen, and then when you buy your next pack, you don't have to get the complete kit. You can just get the glue, which will come with the UV light. The UV light does have an internal battery. You know, I guess you could take it apart, and apparently there's a watch battery in there. But when you buy the glue, you get the UV light. This lasts about 2 to 3 of the glue bottles. So, you know, once you buy a new bottle of glue, you'll have an extra light for a while. Because this is, the glue is a cyanoacrylate, it is best if you store this in the refrigerator. That's gonna keep it fresh for as long as you need to use it. I don't know about you, but I'll have 1 bottle of glue that might last me 2 years. Once you open it, if I did not put it in the refrigerator, it would turn to cement, you know, within a year. But by keeping it in the refrigerator, it will last as long as I need it to. It will never turn to concrete. So by all means, once you open this and have used it, store it in the refrigerator just to keep that glue fresh. All right, so that is the Triggered Archery Mold Z glue system. I guess I'll call it a system. You know, you've got the primer pen, the glue, and the UV light. Great system that those folks at Triggered Archery have come up with to make fletching faster and cleaner. Those are the things that that people tend to complain about when they're fletching arrows, what a mess it makes and how long you got to sit and let the arrows cure overnight, whatever. Don't have to do that with the Mold Z. Great system they've come up with. If you want to see the different kits and variations of the Mold Z glue system that we have on our website, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.